Alright, so that's all we have for that one. Let's come to this one.
Yes, I understand my rights. No, I don't need a lawyer.
Huh. So you have been arrested and you've decided you don't want a lawyer. 1126. I was about to say, I've noticed that this is the one where she threatens to leave and asks for a lawyer, but these are the next day. These are 7-3 and these are 7-2. 6 seconds, you say?
Yes, no lawyer. What are you going to arrest me for?
Um, I don't understand why you would poke the police. But hey, that's just me, you know? Maybe I'm just a guy that just doesn't appreciate the finer points of fucking with authority figures. Some people, well, I guess it depends on who the authority figure is. I can understand some people. Won't name names. Make those decisions for yourselves. Yeah. We actually got something off of speeding. I would not have guessed that we would. I thought that would have been a one-time mention.
You must be desperate for leads if you're getting hung up over 6-month-old speeding tickets.
The need to like push away from what we're talking about to like how somebody else is in, you know, how you're screwing up. It doesn't, that doesn't look good on you, at least in my opinion. Maybe you guys are of the opinion that it's fine. I would strongly disagree with you. I'm really trying my best to not have the cognitive bias against her because it's not fair. You shouldn't be that way. You should be completely open to a person until you have given them the time, the opportunity, and then make your decision about it. You shouldn't go into it with, you know, a bias against anything, but it's hard. It's not the easiest thing to get around. This is what happened. This is what happened in The Last of Us 2. I didn't finish that game, but that's for completely different reasons. What's her name in the game? Abby, I think. I'm pretty sure it's Abby. The game gives you a cognitive bias against her, so no matter what she does, what happens to her, how she acts in the game, at least for me, no matter what, I was biased against her from the beginning, and the game did that. Then the game tried to make me feel bad for her, but in the beginning, the game's like, no, you're going to hate this bitch. So no matter what she did, I couldn't enjoy her. That's the game's fault, not my fault. You can't build up someone initially to hate to then say, but try to feel bad for them. No, I already hate this person. That's not how brains work. But that's, I mean, that's sort of Naughty Dog's fault. I didn't finish that game, and I probably will never finish that game, though. That's also Naughty Dog's fault. I'm just tired of. I know a lot of people really, really, really like Naughty Dog's games, and the gameplay for their games has never been groundbreaking. It's never been great. It's what I would describe as clunky at best, all of their games. Their storylines are what I would describe as ridiculously formulaic, super easy to see through. No spoilers, the thing that happens pretty much what I would say in the beginning of Last of Us 2 was so stupidly easy to see coming, it didn't surprise me in any way, it didn't make me angry in any way. It was just, to me, it was like, you already told me that was going to happen an hour ago. So, okay. What Naughty Dog is good at is hiring good voice actors. Voice actors that can really give you the impression that they have real relationships with their other voice actors. That's what Naughty Dog's good at. The rest of it, for me, is sort of like I was saying, like this. I don't like this woman now, and you asking me to like her at any point is just never going to work. Tell me about your story. Oh, okay. I look up stories and it doesn't even give me what I have tagged as story. That's actually kind of awesome.
Okay. Sounds weird.
Weird.
I'm not great at making up stories.
Okay. Anybody that says I'm not great at making up stories is probably lying. Well, no, that's not true, because there are people that are actually bad at making up stories. But usually those people don't say, well, I'm not very good at making up stories. What they usually say is, I'm shit at this. Don't ask me to do this, please. I'm terrible. Please. You're giving me so much pressure. Maybe that's just...
Yes. I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle.
There's that
We
again.
used to play out there and make up our own stories.
Yes, I'm in the 90th percentile that with the amount that she has been talking about princesses and fairy tales, I'm 90 percentile that she has multiple personalities. At the very least, bipolar, and she's lying in an attempt to make you believe that she has multiple personalities, but I honestly believe she has multiple personalities. It's just half of the videos have been talking about fairy tales and princesses and stories and make-believe and, you know. I don't know a thing she said, though.
I read a lot as a child. And...
Let's see. Read TV child. I watched a ridiculous amount of TV as a child. That's basically... I learned more from television than I did from school, probably.
Yes. In the attic.
Dollhouse. Attic. That again.
Yes. As we have in the fairy castle.
Fairy
We used to
castle.
play out there and make up our own stories.
Fairy castle. Okay. How many results? 8. So there are 3 that we don't even see, so we have to make it much more refined. I believe the 3rd of July is the final day.
Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors and lost children. So you see, even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in those stories.
Yeah. Ooh, this may not even be multiple personalities. She may have... Oh, what is that personality disorder? Where you live in a... Basically, you live in a fairy tale world because you can't deal with your reality. I can't remember the name of... Can't remember the name of it. I had a couple drinks. I'm not on repeat, I promise.
Fairy tales.
Okay, I'll just add that. Fairy fails. Oh, no, sorry, that's the name of a terrible anime.
Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses.
Let's get with the princesses. Witch. I'll just put witch, not witches.
Fairy tales. Witches, magician.
Mirrors,
Even
children.
before I knew the truth,
Truth.
I'd found it in those.
Mirror, children, truth. I can't wait to search up truth and see what that reveals.
No. It was just me and her. It was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and were going to try when it came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember, that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread. Maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure your story, as the game puts it, is an entire story of misunderstanding. That doesn't surprise me. What'd you say?
It was just me and her.
Her. I'm gonna add her just in case, because who is her?
No. Child.
Eve. I believe I already have Eve as a tag. I do remember this was said.
No. I'm going to history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. When I was a child, maybe I misread. I remember that I read when I was a child.
Misread, misunderstood.
Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened.
I don't believe that at all. Seem like someone. Yeah, so that's actually, if this was contradiction, I would bring up a contradiction, because you have trouble remembering last week, but clearly you gave me specific directions on a map where you went somewhere previously, so. I mean, you know, sometimes I can remember stupid, ridiculous, very specific things, and other times so I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying my best, guys. I'm trying not to blame this woman for something she didn't do. I'm giving her her chance because she deserves it. Everyone deserves a chance to prove their innocence until, you know, proven guilty, as is the law in America. She's not in America though, so maybe the UK has a law: prove you're innocent or I'm fucking you up. I doubt you have that law there though. Be pretty intense. Okay. Yeah, I think I got all the tags on ad for that one. Let's go to this one.
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from.
A dollhouse?
I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it.
Dollhouse inherited.
They wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was
To buy a dollhouse?
huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there.
How big is the dollhouse?
It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale.
Wallpaper?
Furniture. The lights work. Mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows.
Jeez.
We spent hours and hours playing in it. Invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all. Passports, diaries, and gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough.
How do you try to kill a moth and fail?
A copy of the Arabian Nights.
Oh. It's just a moth. You could have just let it on your finger and taken it outside. What's the trouble? I don't. Maybe does the UK have poison moths? Are they like radioactive Spider-Man moths? If they bite you, they'll turn you into Mothman.
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited.
Yep, that's definitely not it. That's how you spell inherited, right?
I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it.
No, it's not, you moron. That's how you spell it.
It must have been taken up to the attic in part.
How big was it? A dollhouse that has to be taken apart and moved in pieces sounds like... I don't know, it doesn't sound like a dollhouse to me. Like, the maximum dollhouse I've ever seen is like, I don't know, that? Maybe 2 shelves there? That's a pretty good dollhouse. My daughter would be, well, she's 15. She wouldn't be thrilled with that. She'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But like 10 years ago, she'd be thrilled with something that size. But bigger than that is, like, intense. Or am I just really short selling? Good dollhouses.
It's a beautiful thing.
Parts. Yes. Assembled. There's beds, duvets, pillows. I'm not adding that.
Invented all these characters.
Invented characters does sound important, though. Invented characters.
Pulled up there. There's these characters. Passports, diaries, gave them all. Left a light on. I was making the most horrendous.
I wonder if you have more to say about the moth, because that sounds like your first victim, maybe.
I tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing.
Kill. Yeah. I mean, that's how murderers start, right? With animals? Not that I necessarily think a moth is an animal, I'll be honest with you. I do not believe a moth is an animal. You entomologists can get angry at me all you want. I don't care. It's like saying that an ant, a roach, or a fly is also an animal. Fuck them. Alright, did I search artistic at any point in the past? I have. Gar, I haven't searched that one. And I don't need to, it turns out. Tattoo, stomach, hip, glasses. I would like to see your tattoo, please.
Oh, my tattoo. I got it to express my individuality.
Oh, yeah?
It's an apple and a snake.
So you're Eve. Well, one of you is Eve. Yeah, come on, brain. Not that it needs to be spelled correctly on the tag, but... Oh, snake. Yeah, so... Oh, man, it could not be multiple personalities. Maybe you got that in reverence of Eve, your imaginary friend, but everything is leaning towards multiple personalities.
So I moved out. Got a small bed sit.
What is a bed sit?
Got my tattoo to mark the occasion. I was singing in a bar in the evenings, so I had some money, enough money to cover my rent. And I've been doing something similar ever since.
Something similar.
I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist.
That's because you're someone else. What does the music mean? Does the music play when, like, I'll learn something important? I don't know. So the yellow one keeps moving. Why does it do that? You can tell me that I'll be honest. I might actually finish this game in its entirety before I upload a single episode. I do a lot of pre-recording because of kids. It's difficult for me to record games when the kids are here because kids are loud. A lot of audio interference. So you can leave comments all you want. I'm not telling you not to leave comments, but I just know that I might have already finished this. The piano is lovely. It's much nicer than the Sister Murder song, I'll give you that. Pretty much anything's nicer than that, though. Okay, moved out. Right. Moved out. Bed sit. Excuse me while... Not a bed city. Excuse me while I bring up my friend Mr. Google again. Come here, Google. What is a bedsit? It is British. A one-room apartment typically consisting of a combined bedroom and sitting room with cooking facilities. In America, we call that a studio apartment. Or at least in my position. Don't let me speak for all of America. I am in the South, a very hillbilly part of the South. We call that a studio apartment. Perhaps your part of America, you call that something different. We definitely don't call it a bedsit here, though. I'm pretty sure in the UK you call apartments flats, right? Instead of apartment. I don't know. I'm trying to be as cultured as I can. Can you tell?
I was singing in a bar in the evenings.
Singing in bar.
So I had some money, enough money.
Singing in bar. Not a batter, a bar. I don't even know what a batter is.
So I doing something since. I don't exist.
Roots exist.